Hello, my Ravenettes. It's Night Raven back at again with more stories, but this time we're going to the store. We are going to r/Tales from Retail so we can sigh how stupid some customers can really be and that the customer is not always right. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're going to start ourselves off with a large story titled Customer Picks Something Off a Shelf and Tries to Get a Refund for It. Submitted by Super Raggio. I don't make Reddit posts that often, so apologize in advance if this gets too long-winded. I work in a supermarket in an area that isn't exactly that nice. There's a lot of theft in the area, and because of our lack of staff, we struggle with it a bit and lose quite a bit of money. So it's Friday night, and we're understaffed. There are three main areas of the shop floor, and store policy requires us to have at least one person on each of them: the checkouts, the self-checkouts, and the customer service desk. But because we don't get that many people coming for customer service, we can usually get away with having only two people managing everything. Not this night, though. We have a guy come to the service desk looking for a return. He has 2 or 3 phone charging cables, adding up to about 30 pounds of merchandise. He's deaf, and I wasn't the one helping him, so I could only glance at what was happening. He claimed that he had bought them earlier that day, at a time where neither I nor my supervisor were in, and that he wanted to return them. No receipt. That's not that uncommon. Now we have to give people the benefit of the doubt. However, we cannot give cash on returns without receipts, so all we can offer him is a gift card with store credit on it. Not good enough, apparently. He gets rather annoyed, then suddenly claims he has a receipt on his phone, which seems inconsistent, but he may have claimed that he bought the items online. I'm honestly not sure. My supervisor looks at it, then realizes something is not right. Online receipts come with a reference number, and when she looks this one up, it came up with printer ink cartridges, not the charging cables he had on him. Suspicious. So her response was the same. The receipt wasn't the right one, so she could only offer store credit. Again, the guy does not like this one bit, so he complains, and at that point, my supervisor decides to bring one of our managers into it. She comes along and does the same thing, explaining to him that without proof of purchase, we cannot give out any cash. He's insistent that he bought them, so her response is to check security footage to see if he did buy them or not. Now, this went over the course of an hour and a half, so long enough to watch a movie. And while it went on, my supervisor had to leave and go into the warehouse part of the store, which left me on my own. Great. Store policy dictates that the self-checkouts, under no circumstances, can be left alone at any time, meaning I was pretty much stuck there. Which wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have customers coming and demanding that I open a register for them. We get a lot of old senile people who either don't know how to use the self-scans or just don't want to. Either way, I'm on my own and having to deal with them while this situation is handled, and they're not happy about the fact that I can't do two things at once. Still, I managed to pull through. It was about an hour and a half since the customer arrived. My supervisor came back to tell them that footage was being checked, so we'd need to wait a bit longer. He lost his patience, clearly not happy that he was waiting so long for this, to which my supervisor just said, "You should have taken the damn gift card. Point is, he's tired of waiting, so we take his details, and he leaves. My manager and a security staff member come back, and as the title gave away, it turns out that he had just walked into the store, picked off some random items off the shelf, and gone to the desk to get a return. The guy was trying to get a refund for stuff he hadn't even bought. The funniest part is that he could easily have swindled us. He could have walked out with the cable, so he could have taken the gift card, but nope, he was adamant on having cash for something he stole. What grated me the most was, thanks to him forcing my supervisor to run around and check stuff like a chicken with its head cut off, I was left on my own to do the work of 2 to 3 people. Still, kudos to my supervisor for realizing what it was. Since it was late, some people would have just accepted the online receipt and given him cash. Still, I hope this huge waste of time taught that guy a lesson. TLDR. The guy brought in some stuff for a cash refund, meaning my supervisor had to go to the back to check it out, leaving me to handle Friday night shift on my own. Turns out he didn't buy them in the first place. That's crazy. That is legitimately crazy. I mean, smart, but at the same time, kind of crazy. Let's see. Oh, here's a small one. It's titled, "No, I'm Not Gonna Let You Buy That for Your Probably Underage Daughter." Submitted by Honey Badger 162. So this happened earlier today. I was put on the tills because short staff, yay, I love you guys. A young girl, 14, 15, had come into my till with her dad, but they are paying for their stuff separately. Anyway, the dad buys his stuff and the girl pays for her stuff. But there's a wee bit of a problem. The girl, who's pretty much small and very young looking, is trying to buy a BBQ lighter, so as per the policies and the law, I ask for ID, and this goes down. Can I see some ID, please? Girl, oh, I don't have it on me. Well, I'm afraid I can't sell it to you then. Dad, oh, I'll buy it for her. Me, no. I know it's for her, so I won't allow you to buy it for her. Dad, oh, okay then. I then called for a member of management to come to my till since I have to get them to scan saying I'm refusing a sale, or if I just hit the wrong button by mistake like the idiot I am sometimes. And lo and behold, my supervisor was right next to me watching the transaction. I didn't even realize it, I just felt so relieved yet anxious because of what could have happened. But at least the two were all right about it. I wonder what goes through their heads sometimes. So today, we've already covered 2 stories. You're going to get 5. 5 Tales from Retail stories. Ooh, here's a good one. This would kind of match Entitled Bitch or r/Entitled Parents. It's titled Service Dog Triggers Lady at Grocery Store by Tears X Rain. Okay, so as any story goes, y'all need some backstory. There was a guy that requested the grocery store I work at about once a week. You'd come to pick up the essentials, only a basket's worth. Did this regularly, so I got to know of him and his service dog pretty well. I cannot say for sure why he had a service dog, because I was polite and never asked why he had a service dog. The only question I ever asked was was his dog's name and how old was he? His name was Boomer, and he was 8 years old. He was a bloodhound mix from the looks of him. He had his service dog since he was a puppy. Since he only gets a basket's worth of items, he typically would just lay the leash over his service dog while he would grab certain items throughout the store. Those are the basic facts. My speculation on why he had a service dog was due to his anxiety. He was a very on-edge person and just came off extremely anxious. He was a super chill guy though, and his dog was amazing, always standing by his side as he walked through the store and standing right at his side as he would check out. So now brings us to this tale. As always, the guy with the service dog came through my line and I greeted him as always, having casual conversation as all cashiers do with their regulars to make things seem less tense and less awkward. I thanked him and told him to have a good day. 10 minutes later, a woman came through my line who was a typical Karen Sharon type. You know, the one with the "I want to speak to your manager" haircut. And here's how the conversation went. Lady, about 10 minutes ago, I saw a man in here with a service dog. Me, yes, he is regular. He's in here a lot. Well, he wasn't holding the leash when I saw him. Me, oh, well, he's had his dog for a while, and he's very well behaved, so the dog stays by his side very closely. Lady, that is so dangerous. He could have hurt someone. Me, I highly doubt that. The dog is there to protect him. He'd more than likely only attack if his owner was threatened. Well, it is still a dog, and it could attack anyone at any opportunity. I literally just stared at her. I was not sure what she wanted me to say at this point. I also thought she was being ridiculous, so I ignored her and continued scanning her items. Oh, so if you aren't going to do anything, you're just going to stand there shrugging your little shoulders. I doubt that dog was even a real service dog. When she made a comment about me not doing anything, I was so annoyed. She did not know this guy or what he has been through. The dog has a registered service dog vest on. Yes, I'm aware anyone can put those on their pets, but you can just tell the real ones. She was angry about a dog she had seen loyally doing its job 10 minutes ago. I don't know what she wanted me to do. I was just a cashier. I have no power over what anyone does in the store, especially one that has already left the store. After continuing her rude comments and accusations, she said, I want to speak to your manager. I was just waiting for this. Me, no problem, ma'am. Let me call him up. I paged the manager of the PA system, and after our transaction, I told her to go stand aside and he'd be right up. 5 minutes later, the main manager at the time came up to me and asked what I needed. I pointed to the woman and said the lady would like to speak to you about something. Since they were out of earshot, I could not hear the conversation, but when I would look over, I saw her point over at me a couple times, which I could only assume she was blaming me for the whole situation, as a general Karen does. My manager finished a conversation with her and she walked out of the store. I expected him to come up to me and give me the talk. We all know the one after a customer complains. All he did was look at me and shrug his shoulders, smile at me, and walk back to his office. Damn, I miss that job at times. That was our third story. Story number 4. Weird customer trying to get me in trouble for no damn reason at all by N1 Troking. I used to work part-time at a normal grocery store, almost every day after school, typically from 16:15 till 22:15, that's military time, closing the store. This weird thing happened about a year ago, and it's probably the only out of the ordinary thing that happened to me while I was working retail. It was close to closing time, about 21:30 in the evening, again, military time. So that's about, I don't know, 9:30. Let me know in the comments section if I'm incorrect. I am terrible at math. In the evening, we were 2 workers left in the store, and not too many customers as usual. I was stocking the shelves to ease the load for people opening tomorrow morning. It had been a tough day in school from which I went straight to work, so I was a little bit tired, not much though. While I was sorting things on a shelf, a Karen or Sharon has that with that classic "May I speak to your manager" haircut, walks up behind me. She comes to ask if I could help her find a certain bag of chips or something similar. She's smiling and being friendly, and so am I. Nothing special. As I have her follow me to the counter where the snacks are, I happen to yawn a little. She asked me something along the lines of, "Oh, are you a bit tired, son?" With a normal, friendly tone. I just answered something such as, "Yes, ma'am, I had a slightly exhausting day at school today before I came here. It's going to be nice going home and getting some rest." At the same time, I hand her the chips she wanted. She smiles, thanks me, and tells me to take it easy and continue shopping. As I said, nothing extraordinary at all here. In a matter of minutes, I was done doing what I was doing and headed back to tell my coworker to check out. We were just 2 at work because it was so late. When I get to checkout, the lady was also done with her little grocery shopping, if you could call it that. I scanned her stuff. She paid, and after my usual, "Thank you, have a good evening, ma'am," she answered, "Thank you, sleep well tonight," and headed off. Still, nothing special there. The next day at 16:15 when I got to work, my manager was there and called me into her office, and she looked bewildered. The regional manager Chang was also there because she just happened to be visiting at this time of the week. I obviously had no frickin' clue what was going on, so I very nervously just sat down. Super nervous because of the look on the manager's face and the fact the regional boss was standing right next to her. She started by asking me, "What on earth were you doing yesterday?" Well, I was obviously extremely confused. She went on to tell me, "The one lady called in this morning and she told me that she needed help and asked you for help. She then told me that you had just screamed at her to go away and started ranting about how tired you were and how you hated this place and whatnot." All I could think of at this point was, what the fuck? And I'm sure my facial expression said so too. My manager asked, "Do you want to tell us about it?" So I obviously tell her how it was, that it was a normal smiling customer and I helped her while being very polite. All I did was tell her that I was a bit exhausted after she asked if I was so. Manager quickly checked the security camera footage, and now she was equally weirded out by what this lady had complained about. Manager just told me to not worry about it and dismissed me. To this day, I haven't seen that lady again. Either she just wanted to fuck me over for no apparent reason, or she's some kind of schizophrenic, but I can't control that. I will never know. My manager was supportive to me about it as she knew I got quite nervous, but I hate the fact that every time I met that regional manager later on, there was some awkwardness in the air. She was there when I was called in. No comment on that other than the fact that why you gotta be a bitch, Karen? Karen, why do you have to be such a bitch? Come on. The last story is a small story titled, "No, I Can't Fix the National Corn Shortage, so your corn gluten will be cheaper." Submitted by Procyon Loader Minoris. What is that? Sound like species name for an insect. I'll keep this short. Lady walks into my plant nursery and buys a 25-pound bag of corn gluten. She gawks when I tell her it'll be $50. I explain that there is a national corn shortage due to drought, flooding, and increased corn-based ethanol production for gasoline. In response, she says, "Well, there's no reason for that." We, the horticulturists, stare at her in confusion, as if she expected corn to rain down from the sky like God demanded it. She demands a discount and scoffs when we say we can't. Then she demands we find a smaller, cheaper size. I suggest kindly that she look online. She scoffs and shouts again, "No, I'm already here," and buys it. She then grumbles to every employee she passes on the way out. "Sorry, lady, take it up with the corn industry or take it up with God. It's not my decision." Thank you for listening to these stories from Tales from Retail. I'll see you next time, my Ravenettes. Shout out to Raven Rock and shout out to Hellfreezer. Go check out their channels. They're awesome. Bye!